Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. So I'm just going to share for a few minutes about this complete nutcase who attacked a group of individuals in a Buffalo grocery store. You may have to, on your end, turn up the volume a little bit. Listen to this.
At approximately 2:30 today, an individual who the mayor stated is not from this area and is from hours away drove to Buffalo, went to 1275 Jefferson Avenue to the Tops Market. He exited his vehicle. He was very heavily armed. He had tactical gear. He had a tactical helmet on. He had a camera that he was live streaming what he was doing.
Okay, let me pause here. This weirdo was a teenager. Do you have any teenagers in your house? Do you know what's going on in your teenager's bedroom? If your teenager were walking around your house or storing up in his bedroom or whatever room he uses, weapons, guns, bullets, tactical gear, would you not notice? If your teenager spent his days and evenings talking about how much he or she hates a certain race of people, wouldn't that cause an alarm? Get a life. Don't you have something better to do with your time than sitting around talking about how much you hate people? Wouldn't you try to get him or her some help? So let's start with the fact that this nutcase is 18 years old, and he has been able to walk around the house with all types of weapons while talking about how much he hates people of other races, particularly Black people.
The individual exited his car and engaged 4 individuals. He shot 4 people in the parking lot. 3 of those were deceased. 1 individual at this time is surviving the injury.
Okay, so this weirdo who drives hours away to attack people in a doggone grocery store jumps out of his car as any coward would and starts shooting. The element of surprise. Now, if he was that big and bad, why not just walk up to a couple of Black guys without weapons and say, you know what, I hate you, N-word. Let's get it on. That's what you do when you're not a coward. Anybody can take a gun and shoot somebody with it.
The individual went inside. As I said, he's an 18-year-old white male, walked into the store and began engaging customers inside the store. Ultimately, he worked his way back towards the front of the store. Buffalo police immediately respond, engage a suspect in the vestibule of the store. And at that point, the suspect put the gun to his own neck. Buffalo police personnel, 2 patrol officers.
Okay, so first of all, he's calling him a white male. This white male has a name. His name is Payton Gendron. Secondly, he mentions that this Payton Gendron, white male, puts a gun to his own neck. Well, okay, you know what? I'm not going to say what I was about to say. I'm not going to say it.
Talked the suspect into dropping the gun. He dropped the gun, took off some of his tactical gear, surrendered at that point, and he was led outside, put in a police car, and transported to the Buffalo Police Headquarters. So as we said,
isn't it a miracle that this 18-year-old criminal was able to shoot human beings, walk around a grocery store with guns like he owned it, put a gun to his own neck because clearly he's insane, and yet he's still alive? Can somebody explain to me how he's still alive? Please explain to me how he's still alive. shot 13 people, killed some of them, and he's still alive?
Deceased at the scene and 3 sustained.
10 were deceased at the scene. He murdered 10 people, and he still walked out of there alive.
Non-life-threatening injuries. It appears to be non-life-threatening injuries at that point.
We are investigating this incident as both a hate crime and a case of racially motivated violent extremism.
Duh.
Hate crimes fall within the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division, and racially motivated violent extremism cases fall within the FBI's Counterterrorism Division within our Domestic Terrorism section.
I'm going to pause again and say, would somebody please investigate that household, investigate the parents, whoever he was living with, to find out how it is that an 18-year-old was able to collect guns and other dangerous ammunition, and how it is that he was able to drive that car miles away with all these weapons in his car. Are you telling me his parents didn't know that he was a collector of guns? Where did he get the money from to buy all these guns? And how was he able to kill all those people and walk out of that store alive with not even a blemish?
There are certain pieces of evidence that we have ascertained in the course of this investigation that indicate some racial animosity. I'm not going to specifically talk about or elaborate on what exactly they are right now, but we have evidence in custody right now that shows that there is some racial component to these alleged actions.
Did you hear this man? Did you hear this man say to these alleged actions? Are you telling me that it is alleged that he killed 10 people and wounded 3 others? That's not alleged. We later learned on that he wrote a manifesto where he bragged about how much he hates Black people because he's afraid that we're going to wipe his race out.
Here in the city of Buffalo unfortunately had a mass shooting yesterday from when I'm speaking right now, where 10 individuals lost their life, and 3 others were injured. It's a sad day. It's a sad day in Buffalo. It's a sad day in Erie County. It's a sad day in our nation, where we again experience the tragedy of random acts of gun violence. Let me preface.
That's not a random act. That was a premeditated act.
Anything else I say here with the notion that obviously the defendant in this matter is innocent until proven guilty. These are just allegations. He has only been charged with a crime, but.
Okay, so this man is just talking a bunch of gibberish at this point. And so I'm going to end here, and I will follow the story. That's all.